Yeah, so the technical difficulties, we'll smooth those out.
We'll smooth those out, you know, we're professionals.
Oh, you're
here.
clear again. It's clear again.
Yeah, that's just in stunning high definition, isn't it?
Wow.
He's a good looking man. Welcome back, Wayne.
Sorry, I had to rerouter the wire back.
The Wi-Fi.
You hacked the Gibson. Yeah, hack that Gibson, baby. So yeah.
Gibson from the mainframe.
So before we were so rudely interrupted, we were talking about Paulie, but now we move on to I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy's name. Coronary Mills. How do you pronounce that? That's a very exotic name.
2 words. When I hear Connor Mills.
Corner.
2 words. Bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news.
I mean, he talks a good game. When we've seen a lot of talk from him, but I mean, talk is cheap.
Talks a good game, just like Maguire does, but he ain't worth a dog shit.
But the difference is, Maguire has a bracelet though. I think you keep forgetting that. I think you have a little bit of Alzheimer's, Wayne.
Plus, you must remember, I'm so high in the points table, I can see my house from here. I got nosebleed and altitude sickness.
Okay, so can Connor deliver on all this talk?
I don't know, Porrick, what do you think?
I wouldn't have enough experience to draw a
I've never played
decisive conclusion, but he's one of those wild cards. He's like a loose horse at Aintree that, you know, he could run along with the field right till the end, and who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, you gotta be there at the end to win it, I guess. So yeah,
who knows? Like, I think he might be the type of player who wins a big hand early on and just sits on his chips, gets to the last table, wins a few coin flips, and all of a sudden he's heads up.
Yeah. So he's a bit of an unknown quantity at
he needs to make a name.
Make a name
for yourself. Make a name for yourself.
I mean, if you jump into Connor's mind for just 2 minutes, he actually thinks he's a good poker player.
Right.
The problem is he isn't.
Okay.
All he got going from is his beautiful flock of hair.
Great hair.
But poker-wise, you know, the guys that really know a game, he's only got one gear. He doesn't know how to check raise or check raise all in. He's just a check call man. Check call. You don't got the game.
Well, there you go, and just
make a name for yourself, Conor.
Make a name for yourself. And then we come to the last gold bracelet winner. We had Pierce J Dog Jordan. Of course, won the Christmas 2012 event.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say he ran better than Arkle. If Arkle and Red Rum and Desert Orchid had one baby somehow, it would probably be a run as good as Pierce ran at Christmas. Is that fair enough to say?
Jordan is one of the only players at this event that has a sponsor, remember? And you know who that sponsor is, Shane?
Dyson.
Dyson. The only player with a sponsor this year. I've been crying out for sponsors all year. I can't get Jack. Dyson are all over him. He'll have labels all over him, and he has to walk around with a Hoover as well in the middle of the game.
Well,
maybe we're not giving him enough credit, but I mean, what's his chances of getting back-to-back gold bracelets?
I think he does good because things come in two.
Well, you come in a lot of things, Wayne.
Twice before in my life. He can do it, you know. He has the skill, he has the talent level, and he has the patience.
He does.
He has the patience of a certain professor.
Yes.
The patience of a certain Maguire.
Yeah.
Boring play. Check call. Don't waste my motherfucking fair.
whatever gets the job done.
And so that's Pierce. Maybe we're not giving him enough credit. I mean, you know, every win is kind of controversial. You know, you gotta have a bit of luck at the right time.
Nobody's won without sucking out.
Nobody's won without sucking out. No, you gotta have a bit of that one good juju. Definitely.
Yeah, you need to run good juju.
And speaking of Dysons and one good juju, we come to the 4-time gold bracelet world champion, Wayne the Double G OG, aka Big Papa, aka Daddy Lawless. I guess there's not much point. We could listen to Wayne praise himself, but self-praise.
We're running out of tape. We're running out of PC.
So Maguire, you give us the lowdown on the Double G.
Wayne he's got the all-round game. Everybody knows it. You're playing Wayne, you can just see it in his eyes. Everyone else maybe might be, That thing could be. You get a table with him, everyone's having the banter, Wayne's having the banter, right? And then all of a sudden, you notice a hand is beginning to establish itself, and it just begins to go a little bit quiet. And maybe there might be 2 or 3 players left in it, and they're still talking, And then you look over at Wayne, and his head isn't moving, his eyes aren't moving. He's just playing with his lip like this. He's just thinking, and he's just thinking, he's not thinking, how am I going to win this hand? He's thinking, how many chips can I get from these suckers in this hand? Yeah. He's like, what will I do to get as much chips out of these 2 punks as possible? And it's the eyes. It's like watching an Alsatian when they're just locked on. It's tunnel vision. Yeah. And you know, you're beaten. It's like Tyson walking to the ring in all black. You're beaten before the man gets in through the ropes.
That's it.
You don't tussle with the double G.
Yeah.
You don't get 4 goals by always sucking out. Straight up.
Straight up, there you go.
No, there's really nothing I can add to that. Pork is on the money. I'm looking for my 5th goal. I'm coming over there the whole way from the Czechoslovakia to win this motherfucker.
To add the UK title to that, to all your other accomplishments.
He might be coming from the Czech, but it's not often he does Czech. It's normally Rays.
Yeah, so you got double G. It's going to be featured no matter what happens. And then of course we move on to another player who happens to be in the room with us as well, Porrick Money Maguire, the defending UK gold champion, in case anybody is in any doubt. So I was hoping to get the thoughts of the double G.
Double G?
Double G's back.
The double G's back. Okay, double G, we are talking about Porrick Money Maguire. Give us your thoughts on Maguire, the defending UK gold bracelet champion, no matter what anyone says, because I was there and I finished 3rd.
I got the emails printed and laminated.
Laminated, that shit. Photographic evidence. Documentary evidence.
Everybody knows I was robbed about 2 months previously at Christmas.
Yeah, it was karma for that Christmas event.
Second win.
Boom.
You know, a lot of things that Maguire's had a lot of hardship. I do remember him winning a couple of tournaments pre-Lawless Invitations as well that were kind of wiped off the books of history.
Yes.
The man just isn't getting respect, and he seems to win and then it's like, oh, hang on. That wasn't the gold event, that was just a bit of fun. That was like a game of Scrabble.
Yeah.
About his dues. Can he win? Maybe he can, He's very patient.
Yeah.
Extremely patient. I'm not that patient, unfortunately. His game is boring, though. Boring. It's like watching Steve Davis play poker. Okay, he'll win a couple of world titles. Yeah, he will bore the crap.
I ain't gonna argue with you. Hey,
whatever works.
I'm like all these guys, like the double G and the triple D and the Shanes of this world. They read the books, they watch the poker, they play the poker, they know everything about poker. I still don't even know does a flush beat a straight or a straight beat a flush. I don't know. I just turn up, give me a freaking chip and a chair and I'll play you. I don't go in with a game plan. You just sit in front of me, we'll do it hand at a time. 1 hand at a time. What have I got? Okay, I'll play this hand right now.
I actually really think this UK game will probably suit the tight players.
Will it though at table 3?
Aggressive players, because it's
at table 3
we're going to play for 8 hours. We're going to be quite deep at the start. If you can pick and choose your spots rather than just gambling with ace 9, ace 10, looking for quick double ups, I think it's probably a better tactic than just going all in and then doubling someone else up, which makes sense here.
I was discussing this with Dylan though during the week on email, and table 3 though isn't really the table. I can't see a lot of chips being exchanged because everybody's.
I can't see a lot of buybacks.
Everybody's a quality player at table 3. So I don't want to give you chips. You don't want to give Shane chips. Shane doesn't want to give me chips. I don't want to give Pierce chips. Nobody wants to give each other chips because they know, at table 1, everybody's going to be like, spread the love, spread the chips. Everybody's going to be giving everybody chips.
Yeah. I think as soon as
Do you want a chip?
I think as soon as a player raises, it's going to be fold. Yeah. And I don't think we'll see a flop for the first 4 hours at table 3.
I said to Dylan.
And has anyone worked out how many, let's say we've started chips of whatever, how many chips does someone need to get to the final table? Does anyone know that number?
I don't know if the numbers.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Nobody knows.
I said it.
We start with 10,000 chips. Is that right? 10,000 chips. There'll be buybacks, and then there'll be an add-on after an hour. Unlimited buybacks for the first hour.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I said to Dylan, table 3 is going to be like 2 boxers. Just jab, move, jab.
You know,
jab.
I really
Table 1 is going to be
unlimited rebuys back in the first hour. I don't think anyone from our table will rebuy.
No.
I have a feeling. Maybe the other tables, but our table, I don't see it.
Unless it's a massive cooler, yeah. It's going to be.
I always buy back though.
Cooler, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tale. This tournament is a tale of 3 tables, if I can put it that way, without getting my tongue in a twist. So then, that's Pork Money Maguire. Of course, he's always going to be thereabouts. So can he defend his title?
So heavy.
This time,
So heavy.
This time, 2 weeks, we'll have an idea. I think we'll be well. Will we? No, we'll only just start this time in 2 weeks, but. Yeah, we'll
done to the Lions today as well.
Yeah, well done to the Lions.
Yeah.
Congratulations, yeah. Just about, by the skin of their teeth. Skin of their teeth. And then last but not least, we have Shane, the Professor Loftus, in last seat position on table number 3. I'm going to leave it to you guys.
Wayne, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll have a go at this. Shane, I'm tired than a snake's japai Loftus.
Snake.
His game is boring. I'll speak about him in the third person.
Speak about me like I'm not here.
Can he win? Yes. I mean, he has a bracelet. I don't know when did you win your bracelet, Shane? What year was that?
2010.
Okay, so it's not that long ago. So maybe he's due a win. Yes, he can win. He's very tight though. We had an incident at Christmas about Shane. Shane, do you want to tell us what happened at Christmas that we didn't approve of?
What we didn't approve of? Well, I suppose.
Oh, you folding the flop.
Oh yeah, that was very early on, but the freeze out period had finished, and I was in a hand. I had pocket 3s, and the flop came King Ace 3. So I flopped trips. I said I'm going to slow play this a bit, maybe someone as an ace or king is going to bet into me. So I checked. There's about 600 in the pot at this stage with just blinds and people calling. About 5 players in the hand. It comes round to Sean. Yeah, was it Sean?
Yeah.
It was come round to Sean and he bets 6,000.
What? 10 times the pot?
Yeah, bearing in mind that we start with a stack of 10,000, he bets 60% of the stack into a pot of 600 with Ace King 3 out there. And it comes back, everyone folds, it comes back round to me. And
Your trips.
With my trips, what do you do? After the cooler I had in 2011, alright? And I was waiting for my wife to come back and I said, I'm not going to get knocked out of this tournament before my wife comes back. So I was like, what do you do? I mean, now thinking about it, what could he have had that would have beaten me? I mean, I was ahead of everything except pocket aces and pocket kings. But I laid it down.
You can't put him on it. I can't
put him on that. Of course he didn't have that. But you know what? I was a bit gun shy after what happened in 2011. I was not going to go out on another cooler like that.
That's what happens. See, that's what happens with these big tournaments.
I know after talking to Sean, there was a misclick. He actually picked up the wrong chips and put in the wrong thing. He was supposed to raise something like 600 and rose 60,000 or something, he told me.
Yeah.
See, this thing with these big events, because it means so much to some players, you're a little bit more gun shy than usual.
Yeah.
I think getting back to this fear Shane has, he needs to man up as the poker and just not worry about going out first, because going out first and going out second is the same damn thing, or coming second and going out first, you still lose.
Yeah.
Second place is first of the losers.
Yeah, but I was just trying to get, like I said, it was just, the history of the 2011 event was playing on my mind, and I was thinking,
It's understandable.
I wouldn't even fancy myself if he had Jack 10. He probably would have sucked out on me. That's the way I was feeling at the moment at that time. So, but that was one of the hands. Then that was a bad fold by me. It is.
Horrendous is probably a better
horrendous fold. But the hand I got knocked out on at Christmas was equally horrendous, and we all know what happened there. I had king. What had I? Had I king? Jack, and I raised and Pierce calls, and the flop comes ace king blank. So I checked to Pierce. Pierce puts in 6,000, big old raise, about 1/3 of my stack. And I thought about it, and you know what? I went with my read, and I shoved all in, which was another 12,000 more on top of the 6. Pierce thinks about it.
Great play.
Great play. Pierce calls with King 7. You know, completely crushed. I mean, unless the board pairs for a split pot, you know, all he could beat with that call was a bluff. It was, I think, as bad as Steve's play was with the flush draw. I think Pierce's call was equally as bad. I think it's fair to say. And he hits a 7 on the river, and that's all she wrote. Sends the professor packing in 5th place. What can you do? You know.
Well, hopefully you'll be on the other side of some of those.
It just shows that Pierce doesn't have a read on you, I guess. So you can definitely use that to your advantage in 2 weeks' time.
Maybe.
Well,
we'll see.
If you come out on the other end of some of those hands this time.
That's the difference. That's the difference between winning and losing. If I won that hand, if I doubled up, you know, who knows what happened, you know? I think
this is some good liquor.
This is some good liquor. And the last thing to say about the professor, and I want to get your thoughts on this as well. Like, the professor has a lot of third place finishes. What does he have to change those thirds into first places?
I think obviously the little bit of flip of the coin hands, turn on the right side of those because you do need them.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how often you bluff early on.
no, we're going to shift
If you're getting the third place, bluffing really doesn't.
No, beautiful.
I think just hitting some hands.
Maybe just run better. Maybe if my hands hold up.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Well, you're certainly putting yourself in the position.
Get him another there.
I'm trying.
To come on, so.
I'm trying. So yeah.
God loves a trier.
God loves a trier.
I was just talking to Bridie there about half an hour ago. Saying the very same thing.
So it's the same question to you, Wayne. What does a professor have to do to turn those thirds into golds? Turn the bronze into gold?
For me, it's a pretty simple recipe. It's just grow a pair of balls.
I think as soon as I win my first gold, then I can relax and open up my game. I think I could go on to win.
You'd be like Andy Murray.
And not fucking Andy Murray. Jesus.
He won
awful. God.
He won the Olympics.
What a miserable fucker.
You know, you keep trying. I think you have a good chance. Who will win this year? Okay, I'm going to throw it out. The winner's going to come from 5.
But hold on now. We're going to get to this. Because we finished our analysis now, but I've got questions here from the viewers at home that I want you guys to answer. So okay. So these are kind of like semi, because we have that long left. Some semi, some semi-fast, questions here.
No long spiel.
All right. So after excluding the double G, who is the best player at table 3? This is a question from the triple D. That all rhymes.
I'd say Shane.
Is that from my table, is it?
That's where for table 3, who would you say is the best player after the double G?
Me.
After you.
After you. Unless there's 2 of you that we don't know about.
There is a double. I'd say Shane. I don't mind saying Shane. What do you think, double?
I'm going to say Pierce.
Would you? Yeah?
Alright. Well, that's controversial. The 2 gold bracelet winners disagree on that one. Alright. I don't mind.
I like being controversial.
Yeah, you do.
You court it.
I think both of you are very close.
Yeah.
I would say Maguire's around 11 though.
Yeah, no, I'm way down. I know myself. Whatever gets the job done, people. Whatever gets the job done.
Another question here. It comes down to the final 5. Who would you like the other 4 players to be? And that doesn't mean who do you think deserves to be there, but who would you like, besides really obvious fish players, who would you like, who would you be confident to be up against?
I think you always want the double G and definitely Dylan at your table because you want to go through them to win your goals.
To add some legitimacy to the win.
You want to go through the best guys to get your win.
Mm.
Certainly those 2 are definite.
Yeah.
The other 3, I wouldn't be as sure. What do you think, double? Or
I would like myself, the triple, Jordan, Maguire, and the professor.
All right. So you'd like to see the cream rise at the top and the heavyweights duke it out.
Because you see, the thing is, if it's me, Paul, Sean, or whoever, then it's going to be like, oh. Yeah, I'd like the cream of the crop.
They may as well just hand you the bracelet. They may as well just hand you the bracelet then and there. There's no point in playing it out. We'll just hit the pub early if that scenario happens. Well, which is.
Although I think maybe if you did have one random mad loose player in it, you could say I bet the bet and I dealt with a loose player too to get my win. So
Yeah, a mixture of everything, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a mixture of different styles. That's what poker is about. That's why I find it interesting. That's why I'm a student of the game, because I enjoy the
you've
psychology.
got the ability to beat the best and the loose player then.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe Connor, so he could watch how it's done.
Might learn
You
something.
get front seats to like the basketball game when the Chicago Bears or the Chicago Giants are playing.
Boom.
Alright, so next question. Which of the uncles, and I suppose in the uncles, I know Pat isn't an uncle, maybe, you know, for the double G and the triple D, but we'll include Pat in this. Which of the uncles' poker styles do you fear the most?
What is going to be over?
5 minutes to that.
I've never really tangled with any of them, only
I would
Pat.
say-
Pat's just very aggressive.
Yeah.
Very aggressive, Pat. Very aggressive.
Yeah, I would agree with McGuire. Pat's fairly wiry and quite aggressive, and he usually starts well. He's kind of like Jason, he starts well, but then comes last.
Yeah.
So maybe Pat's.
Pat, obviously, Dylan. I was about to say Pat reminds me of Dylan, but it's obviously
Yeah.
Dylan reminds me of Pat in that they're just aggressive, and then you go, okay, I'm going to call you. You're obviously bluffing. I'm going to call you, and then you go, I've got a pair of queens, and they go, I have trips. And you go, oh.
Yeah.
They always just seem to have the hand.
They always seem to make you call at the worst
Yeah.
time, you know. So,
I hear you.
alright, so I just want to, for the next question, I just want one name from both of you. Who do you think will win apart from yourselves? Who would be your tips? One name from each of you.
I'd kind of leaning towards your one as well, Steve.
Alright.
Yeah, I see Steve. I see Steve going well.
I would say, based on the position and the tables that people are on, Dylan has to win, really.
Okay, yeah, nobody'd argue
No,
with
I
that
wouldn't
either.
argue with that.
Okay, and again, another question that I just want one name on. Who do you think is going to be the first player knocked out?
Oh, Jesus.
Matt.
I reckon.
Sorry, Matt.
Littles.
Oh, that's controversial again. Do you think Steve is not? I tell you, I think it'll be a hell of a cooler
I think-
if Steve gets knocked out first.
I'm just thinking, Matt, you might be the first knocked out in the poker, but you'd be the last knocked out in a fight.
Yeah, in the chokehold competition, yeah, you'll be the last man standing, most definitely. Here's an interesting question from the Triple D, and this is for the Double G.
Drink your beer.
No. Why
Can I
do we
drink
fucking
beer?
no? No.
Just a drink.
No.
Don't be weird about it.
Don't you be weird.
Roll it, Roisin.
Alright, so this is for the Double G. Double G heads up with the Professor, with both players having pretty even chip stacks. The Professor goes all in pre-flop, and Double G,
Pre-flop.
yeah, pre-flop, and Double G, you're holding pocket jacks. Would you call?
Oh.
Sorry, Shane, can you repeat the question?
The question is, right, heads up, it comes down to heads up.
Shane, repeat the
The
question.
question is, heads up between the Professor and the Double G with even chip stacks, and the Professor goes all in pre-flop, and you're holding pocket jacks. Would you call?
No.
That's a no. Okay.
That's a no.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I don't think I'd go all in pre-flop if we were even chip stacks either. I don't think I'd be that aggressive. And same question, Double G, except instead of the Professor, you have the Triple D. Same question, but instead of the Professor, you have the Triple D. What's your decision?
Say it again.
So the exact same question, except
Same scenario.
The same scenario, except instead of the Professor, it's the Triple D who shoves all in pre-flop, and you're holding pocket jacks.
Oh, sorry. I thought the first person you said was the Triple D. Okay, so I would call if it was the Triple D, and I would fold if it was Shane.
All right.
It's the question, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the answer to that one. All right, so then we have some quite long questions here from Matt, but let's fly through them here as best we can. He's asking about Gavin, I think, yeah, DJ Bling. He's asking basically in relation to Gavin. Do you think the increasing size of the tournament is beneficial or will home turf be a help to Gavin? I mean, we're looking for a chink of light in this dark tunnel of Gavin's form in the last couple of years.
I don't think the UK will be home turf for Gavin. If it is, he's took too much soup. He's had too much soup if that's the case. But I think the larger field will give him more opportunity to get chips early on and maybe, just sit tight, go for a little snooze, a little sleep, and come back when it's freeze out and it's the final table. But I think possibly the bigger format is probably advantageous to him, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to disagree there. Gavin's a great player, but this isn't a game with 5-year-olds. This is real men. He's at the table of death. He has no chance of coming off that table. He'll be on first or second, and that's it.
All right.
Next question, Roisin, roll it.
Yeah, my final question is the casino atmosphere. Which players will it suit, and which players will it kind of work against?
Well, that's easy. I think it'll suit the Triple D.
Yeah, he's very experienced. He'd be the most
I don't think
experienced.
it'll suit me. I don't particularly like casinos. I like the pub messy atmosphere.
You like the park at 4 a.m. in the morning under a tree.
I'm not a huge casino fan, so it'll suit Dylan. With me, I don't think it'll suit. I can't speak for the other stuff. Maybe Porrick, what do you think?
Well, Porrick has actually gone off to, I don't know where he's gone. I think maybe a bathroom break. But I think.
What do you think, Shane?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, it's I love the casino format personally. I like the rules. I like order. I like everything to flow in an orderly fashion, and that suits the whole. I'm in my element. I'm like a pig in shit.